David, wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well. Wanted to really get your perspective on, what's happening in the world today. Given the great uncertainty, disruption, and sentiment swings for markets, companies, employees, and investors across the Middle East, what have you been seeing from your clients across the region, and what advice have you been giving them?
Hi, thanks, Mark. Yeah, it's great to be back with you after a short break. I hope everyone out there is safe and the war hasn't been too destabilizing personally or professionally. It's really been a challenging couple of months. I have to be honest. Having lived in the Middle East for more than 2 decades, this region is my home, and I've really been proud of what I've seen, the resilience, the discipline, um, really the calm response we've seen from governments and from businesses here. But there's no question that uncertainty really remains as the war continues. We're April 24th now. So look, over this period, my team and I have been working closely with our clients to help them to navigate this environment. It's really volatile, changing rapidly, and when it comes to comms, we've been reinforcing three main principles. The first is don't create a vacuum. In times of uncertainty, silence is its own narrative. So stay proactive, um, maintain regular communication with investors. Even if it's to update them and just say that you're monitoring developments and that you'll keep them keep them updated. That's something, right? And people appreciate that. So don't create a vacuum. I would say second, lead with facts, not forecasts. Focus on what you have control over, what you have visibility on, operations, liquidity, supply chains. And that's how you build credibility. It's through clarity, not making big predictions that end up maybe changing down the road, right? And the third one I would say is around staying accessible as an IR team, and ready for scrutiny. Look, investors are owners of your business, and they deserve to have the ability to question and to have visibility on what's going on. So be accessible. Keep channels of communication open to both institutional and retail investors, and it's tougher for retail, but again, there are ways to maybe automate that and put information out there. Prepare for hard questions and be consistent. Consistent across all your different platforms, because in chaotic times, misinformation can spread quickly and can have serious effects. One more point, and it's kind of taking a step back. This is my first time that I've been in a conflict zone, and I've really come to realize through this last couple of months that community and relationships matter more than ever in uncertain times. So I've really tried to embrace the moment to strengthen relationships, to build trust with people, support those I care about. And I hope others have seized this opportunity to do the same.
Yeah, thank you, David. And I really appreciate the way that you framed that. Um, I really appreciated your first point around the idea of the vacuum. When management teams are often pressured to provide certainty when there is less certainty, how are you advising those teams to communicate in that type of environment?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Thanks for the question. So digging in on that point around not creating a vacuum, I think the best approach is to acknowledge uncertainty rather than pretend it doesn't exist, right? Investors are generally more comfortable with honest ranges or scenarios and clear assumptions than predictions that are precise but need to be undone later on, right? So our advice is to separate what management knows from what it can't yet know, and be very clear on current kind of trading, liquidity, customer demand, operational resilience. How are you building resilience? How are you seeing key issues and preparing and responding, right? And then frame the potential outcomes based on scenarios, right? And I think that's one point. And credibility doesn't really get damaged by we don't know yet. It gets damaged by overpromising and then reversing course. So